I'm making this video to address a couple comments and DMs that I have received a lot over time. Now, as you may know, I'm a big fan of Hermitcraft. Admittedly, I haven't had too much time to watch them in the last 3 months or so, but once I get rid of my studies, I already know I'll be binge watching most, if not all of their videos that I've missed. Also, if you haven't heard of Hermitcraft, it's an SMP on YouTube where about 20 creators make videos and streams on, and it was probably the biggest SMP on YouTube before the Dream SMP gained popularity, but it is still going strong as ever to this day. But before getting started, I do want to make two things clear. One, you have no right to harass the hermits by @ing them on Twitter and saying, I want this YouTuber to join Hermitcraft, or I want to join Hermitcraft now. That doesn't work. If anything, it just ruins the possible relationship between you and the hermits, or that YouTuber and the hermit. And as you can see from Zombie Cleo's tweet here, if they want to add someone to their group, they themselves will reach out to someone, not their fans. By they, I mean the hermits, and even if someone's fans ask the hermits if they can join, that just doesn't go in their favor. If anything, it's annoying and it will come across as that creator asking their fans to ask the hermits to make them join, and that will just ruin their relationship with the hermits. And two, the hermits are happy with their group. They've spent about 9 years finalizing their group, starting with about 40 people or so in Season 2, to about 20 now, and most, if not all of them at this point, have mentioned on stream and on videos that they're happy with their group, and they don't think they'll expand out. That's a good thing. When you're in a group you're happy with, you'll generally have a higher drive and motivation to make good videos. Now personally, there's a couple reasons why I don't want to join Hermitcraft. One, I'm a fan. And generally speaking, being a fan is a big reason why you shouldn't join a server. Just because you enjoy something doesn't mean in any way that you have to be a part of it. And I know my own boundaries in that respect. A lot of people that watch Hermitcraft are oblivious to the fact that there are boundaries between you and a YouTuber and a parasocial relationship that kind of comes with it. And being a fan doesn't justify you joining the server at all. And two, I kind of prefer doing my own thing, or having fun with friends. The Lonely Kind was, in its core, inspired by Hermitcraft when I realized that Logicraft, the series that I started my channel off with and the predecessor to The Lonely Kind, wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I decided to start The Lonely Kind with a bunch of others. And any other SMP I would join before The Lonely Kind or after it would be for fun. And for the content of course, but I need to have fun to do it at all, otherwise I will not be motivated to make that content to begin with. And this leads me to the third reason why I wouldn't join. I wouldn't be able to take the pressure. The hermits are consistently bugged to do things that their viewers want, because fair enough, some people feel entitled and they think they can dictate what goes on in the server through their comments, which can I just reiterate, that is completely wrong. You are in no position to feel like that's the right thing to do. You shouldn't do that. If anything, you should stop. And some members on the server, such as Green and SuzumaVoid, have continuously pointed out that there's people on the other side of the screen. They continuously say that the word shouldn't be used in a comment, as it can come across as forceful on the other side. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video, consider leaving a like. I think I want to make more of these commentary videos that are more Minecraft related, not like the more life-based ones on my second channel, which you should check out by the way. And if theoretically they were to ask me to join like tomorrow, I'd be exposed to comments that are different from the more chilled, humorous, and supportive comments that I mainly get right now, and I think I would probably combust internally. The transition would be a little too much for me to bear, rightfully so, as I am only a human being, and yes, I'm not a droid, shocker, but it would take so much to adjust to that I don't feel ready to do yet, if I'm completely honest. And I probably won't until I gradually get to a point where I get at least 1,000 comments per video, which I wouldn't even be able to fathom going through, because I already find it hard enough to get through 30 to 70 like I currently get. If I ever get invited for whatever reason, I would probably have a hard time choosing whether it would be worth joining or not. And before anyone says I'm contradicting myself now, wanting to join and begging is very different from actually being invited. I've never really communicated with the hermits directly, unless you would consider talking in a Twitch chat and being responded to be, which I personally don't, but okay. And I'm trying to be realistic with myself. At some point before I have made my channel, I was really inspired, but I was at the point where I knew my chances of joining were so minuscule, where I just thought, let me just make my own SMP instead with some friends, hence why Logicraft was born. I'm trying to be realistic with myself because the chances of joining are so slim that I don't think it's worth even thinking about. It's not my main priority. I'm just trying to have fun out here, and whether I get asked to join or not is a different scenario. Here I'm just trying to picture the scenario where I could possibly be invited, and I'm not saying that in any way it's ever gonna happen. But going back to this scenario, if I was invited, I would most likely say no, due to everything I said before, and the fact that I'm already part of a group that I plan on starting an SMP with once 1.17 drops, which about 1.5 thousand of the people that have subscribed to the channel probably aren't aware of. This group is called The Lonely Kind, and Season 2 is going to be starting, hopefully sometime this summer. All of us old and new members are really happy with the group. We all get along and we have a great time together, and we will have a blast, hopefully once 1.17 drops. I'm thinking in June. But before asking you can join this SMP, it's the same thing as Hermitcraft. We invite who we want if we all agree unanimously. Asking will only ruin your chances. Plus, maybe we'll be happy with our group, so we probably wouldn't even take other people. But we'll have to see, as obviously we are a fairly new group, and Hermitcraft took about 9 years to fundamentally be happy with the group. Like, 9 years, that's a long time. The Lonely Kind hasn't even been around for half a year, because Season 1 lasted quite a little amount of time due to the fact that we thought we'd have exams before they were all cancelled, which probably would have meant the Lonely Kind would have continued into 2021, but here we are. But I have also made a video addressing how joining works on the Lonely Kind back in Season 1, and while I am not very happy with how I made it, I do want to remake it because some things weren't really phrased properly. If you want to check out that video, it is in the description and in the iCard now. It still stands to this day, even if some things I'm not too happy with how I phrased them. But I do want to end off by saying that the hermits are just like you and me, people. And bugging them to get something you want is, first off, quite childish and immature. And second, it's not respectful at all. You have no right to make them feel bad over something not happening, and if there's anyone you want to join, don't ask them or the hermits to make them join. Back to Cleo's tweet, she made it fairly clear that it can just ruin how they see a creator. And a good example of a creator in this position, which luckily the hermits are already familiar with and friends with, is riffs, one of the YouTubers that runs the weekly recap channel for Hermitcraft. And I think he is by far the biggest person people have asked to join Hermitcraft, historically speaking, and well, he considers himself a part of the fan community, as you can see by the literal name of the channel he runs, where he makes the recap videos. That just shows that he knows the boundaries. Even though he is friends with the YouTubers, he knows that that doesn't justify in any way that he should be a part of it. If anything, I think he's more happy not being a part of it than he would be if he was. Anyway, that's it for this video. See you in the next one, and have a great day.